The announcement over 3 years ago that the Brompton's paediatric and congenital heart surgery facilities must move to South London in order to co-locate them alongside related facilities such as paediatric renal, gastroenterological and general surgery opened up the Pandora's box of capital value. Relocation of key services to another site means, to quote the relevant NHS England paper, that the Royal Brompton and Harefield Foundation Trust is not sustainable financially as an organisation on its current footprint. The timing of the announcement coincided almost perfectly with the release of the Naylor review into the nationwide value of the NHS estate. This report, endorsed by the government in 2017, paves the way for the bulk transfer of NHS land and assets to the private sector to produce housing and commercial development. By doing so, in return, the NHS would fund the changes to its facilities and services sanctioned by Sustainability and Transformation Plans, or STPs for short, another piece of bureaucracy aimed at reducing the level and quantity of on-site care. The Naylor report asserts particular reference to maximising value from the highest value sites in London in order to generate the majority of the £10 billion identified as income required from estate sales. A further confidential NHS review into opportunities just within London reveals 16 potential schemes for sale and redevelopment of NH sites in the capital. The Brompton site, with its potential redeveloped price tag of over £1 billion, as estimated by agents Douglas and Gordon back in 2013, sits at the heart of this. As a result, the fact that the Brompton site has generated so much public attention and concern is justified given the tangible evidence there is for emerging hospital land sales endorsed by NHS management and the government. While the merger between the Royal Brompton and Harefield and Guy's and Thomas's NHS Foundation trusts, for which we are demanding public consultation, is a managerial matter, the potential redevelopment of the hospital site itself is a town planning matter which falls directly under our remit and which will put this council's planning regime to the test. Already, planning permission has been granted by this council for the conversion of former Royal Brompton NHS staff accommodation in Fowlis Terrace by a private developer into housing units. Similarly, NHS land in Chelsea Farmers Market was approved for conversion to housing and retail use by the Planning Committee in 2017. These are just two examples of how the council has already rubber-stamped change of use of NHS sites in Chelsea over the past few years. However, the NHS has also successfully had a new imaging centre in Dovehouse Street approved, so it is clear that there still is the will to maintain essential clinical services on the site. Ultimately, our local plan will be tested and planning committee members will be the ones making the decision on the redevelopment of the site as a whole if this issue comes up. Another concern we should bear in mind is that if the whole Brompton site were to be sold, there is a reasonable chance it would actually be sold for well below the market value for conversion to property. And while we should welcome the fact that the council leadership now supports keeping the Brompton and Chelsea, the Tory government's view towards NHS privatisation from the ground up cannot be ignored. And in the meanwhile, we have to ensure our planning system is robust enough to resist any change of use should such an application arise. We must also be wary that the scale back of capacity and services at the hospital can be seen as anticipatory towards full service reduction or elimination. To conclude, Mr. Mayor, we should support the work of the chair of the Adult Social Care and Health Select Committee to ensure the Brompton is on our agenda, and I urge the council to support our motions tonight. Thank you.